Women's World is proudly brought to you by Telecom PNG. Telecom PNG, always there.
Have you ever dreamt of being in a particular profession or working in a particular job, but most times told yourself that it is impossible? We as humans tend to use our emotions almost all the time, every day. So it is normal to have feelings of self-doubt and fear, especially of the unknown. Hello, I am Miriam Rakani and welcome to this episode of Women's World. On this episode, I will be sharing with you stories from inspirational, hardworking Papua New Guinean women who have ventured into the Papua New Guinea Defence Force and have proven to themselves, especially to us and to their male counterparts, that women are just as capable as men of achieving great things. The Papua New Guinea Defence Force, since its inception in the year 1973, had included its first batch of women in the force in the form of its regular soldier recruitment in 2009, where it saw the passing out of 21 women at the Goldie River Training Depot. Although the entry of women into the force through direct entry was in the year 1999, which is the enlisting of specialized personnel into the force in the form of commissioned officers. The recruitment of women in the force was the force's aid to include women in the service of the force to the nation by being an equal employment opportunity organization for both men and women. Since the recruitment of women, the numbers have increased steadily, where women are serving both as regular soldiers and as army officers within various military bases here in Port Moresby and in Igam Barracks Ley, Morobe Province.
My name is Naomi, surname Alopa, and I'm from South Islands, and I'm with Air Transport Wing Movements.
My name is Lieutenant Azaria Dopeke. I work in the PNG HQ, Defence Force HQ. I work as a SO3 VSET with the Directorate of Information Technology.
My name is Imelda Divina. I'm 29 years old from Usinobundi district in Medeng province. And this is the fourth year, 2 years of fourth year for me in the Defence Force. 2 years in training and 2 years working. My rank is a lieutenant, and I am attached with the Signal Squadron, a sub-unit in the 1st Support Battalion, FSB, in Mare Barracks, yeah.
My name is Miliona Srawa. I'm from the Rigo district in the Central Province. I joined the Army in 2011 as a cadet, going through the career officer, form of way of coming through the Army. So 2011 to 2018 would be my 7th year in the force. I'm a lieutenant. I'm a platoon commander with the Ceremonial Guard Company, the Force Support Battalion. And I guess it's been an interesting journey as one of the first female officers who graduated from the Defence Force Commissioning course, making history for PNG as one of the first female career officers.
I grew up in a military environment. My dad is a current serving member of the Defence Force. So whilst growing in the Defence Force, in the military environment, I was inspired by what, day-to-day challenges that my dad went through and how he went through the Defence Force. I was inspired by that. That's why I joined the Defence Force.
I guess what inspired me to join the Defence Force was the fact that I guess at that time in my life I needed some kind of order, and I think I saw the military as a place where there was discipline and order. And also coming from a strict background, my dad's a reserve police. Although he was finance, we worked with the Treasury, he was also reserve police. So kind of like that, I guess that kind of discipline kind of brought me towards that. And also having a brother that's with the long range in the Defence Force as well, it just inspired me to join. And I guess I just needed that challenge. And the Defence Force was probably one place where I'd really get a really good challenge as a woman.
A normal working day for me is, we have a weekly program which we follow. So We report to the office or our workplace every morning, and we follow the daily program or weekly program, and whatever our boss wants us to do, we just follow the weekly program, and we delegate the task to our soldiers to do.
I've learned that, it's a male-dominated institution, so you have to put yourself out there. As a female, you have to really put yourself out there for you to be recognized in the Defense Force. It takes courage and it takes the determination, and for you to take the bold step to put yourself out there so that you can be recognized. That's what I've learned. It's some of the challenges as a woman in the Defense Force. For the Defense Force, it requires a lot of time and effort. You have to take part in operations, take part in events, take part in things that the government requires. And for women, we have our we have our partners, we have our husbands, we have our children. Some of us who are married, we have all the family issues at the homes that we have to take care of as well. So for women, it's quite challenging. For male, they can just get up and just come to work, but for female, you have to be considerate about your family as well, and so that's quite challenging for me. So yeah, that's what some of the challenges that I've seen in the Defense Force.
I guess mentioning having to work with men, I guess one lesson would probably to respect your counterparts. I think respect takes you a long way, especially when you're coming in as a female. It's a minority. We're a minority in this area, and I guess when you want to succeed, you need to be able to respect both your superiors and also the men that you command. And I guess command and control is not an easy thing. I guess respecting your troops you don't demand respect, I guess. You earn your respect. And I think that's something that I have to learn, and I've learned throughout the years, having to work with soldiers who are very experienced. There was a time when I graduated from the Defense Force commissioning course in IGAM, having straight gone into an recruit instructor at a Goldie. That was my first year of posting. Having the experience to command, I guess, men who fought in Bougainville, senior NCOs, or what they called non-commissioned officers. So the soldiers who have been very experienced, having to command them, I guess you need to learn to respect their knowledge and their experience, and also learning from them as well in the process. So I guess that was one area where I think that's something that I've learned in the Defense Force, to respect people for who they are.
You are watching Women's World. Please stay with us as we have more after the break. Welcome back. Women make up less than 50% of the Defense Force. However, for the Papua New Guinea Defense Force, this is a great achievement, as it strives to bridge the gap that once existed between the genders of male and female, therefore being an equal opportunity organization for all.
My name is Lieutenant Rakone. I'm the SO3 Works with Directorate of Engineers here at Mari Barracks Headquarters, and I'm from Yangur in the Sipik Province.
My name is Silva Kengema. I'm from Force Support Battalion. I'm in workshop. I'm a lens couple. My profession is an auto-elect and PTI, physical trainer instructor.
Okay, my name is Anna Matthew. I'm from Hela Province and I'm a single mom. I joined the Army in 2013 as a direct entry officer. To join the Army, we come in two different ways. One as direct entry officer specialist, as I'm a specialist, and the other one as general enlisted as other rank, and as a career officer. And I came in as a direct entry officer because I'm a specialist. I've worked nearly 20 years in Port Moresby General Hospital as a specialist nurse, a theater nurse. And the reason why they brought me into the Army was to help with the health service. Because we've got health service in in the Director of Health Service in PNGDF. All right, what I think about the Army, like my perception in the Army, I know it's more male-orientated area, just like any other department, like the disciplinary forces, like police, CIS. We have, difficulties, but I don't say as problem. I say as challenges that we face as female and as mother. Like we have to come to work and go back home and do this, but it's a challenge, and these are opportunities we find as we move on. I'm so grateful that I've worked 20 years in Port Moresby General Hospital. It has given me a lot of areas that I've learned in my skill as a theatre nurse. And when I joined the Army, I've moved on from being a specialist, working in the operating room, to being up in the office. I am now the force matron, looking after all the nurses in Papua New Guinea Defence Force.
Okay, what inspired me to join the force? I actually grew up in a military family, so after working for more than 8 to 9 years in the building industry, when there was a vacancy for a project architect within the Directorate of Engineers, I applied, and I saw this as a way to bring back something to the Defence Force, especially growing up, and contributing one way or another to serving the Defence Force's purpose and nation building, and with seeing how that this can eventually lead to bringing about changes or bringing about improvement with the existing state of the Directorate of Engineers and within the battalion.
My experience working in the male-dominated area is quite tough as a female, and as an officer you have to give command to your soldiers or your men working under you, and it's quite tough, but you have to stand as a boss or as an officer with the rank that you are carrying, and you give, you have to have the courage to, talk to them and give orders to them so that they can, trust you and follow your orders.
In the Defence Force, I've seen a lot of challenges, which I see as opportunities to improve. And as a female, I worked with men, as I've said. There's a lot of things that we do hand in hand together. And I see in PNG Defence Force, just like any other organization that tries to give women equal opportunity, equal right. So that's what I see. And I'm also a member of the Gender Committee. We're working on the policies to guide us women in the force. Before we came in, there wasn't a policy in place for female, but now we're working on it, and this tree has gone to STC. And we are grateful because our commander is behind us, our chief of staff has been behind us also, and our CPS, and also all the chiefs plus the directors, as well as the CEOs from each unit. When there is a meeting, they allow the representative to come in for the meeting. So that's one thing good I see about PNGDF, that they are supporting us female. Even though there's some difficulties, but as we say, these are our areas to learn and improve on those. And it's good because we work with men and we try to work together to bring about development into PNGDF. And I see that it's really good. It's a challenging work. And I know that even my other colleagues will come up and say what they think about it. As I've said, I'm a specialist, just like we have teachers, we have nurses, we have IT specialists, and there's different specialties that we come in. So we represent all the different areas of workforce in the PNGDF.
Being a female here in the Defence Force, you don't get special treatment. So you really have to prove yourself that you are an asset, or you really need to prove that you have the skills, the expertise to bring into whatever position that you are acting in or the role that you are given. There's no special treatment for anyone. People treat you equally. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I've been treated equally. And it really is demanding. So even if you're a female, whether you're a single woman or whether you're a mother, it is demanding. So most of the time you will be expected to perform and always, you have to deliver. And being in the Defense Force, it's also challenging because you get calls anytime to go anywhere. So it really is your duty to perform. And then sometimes it is a disadvantage because your family takes the back seat. But joining, when you actually join or when you get enlisted, you have to be prepared for these sort of things. So yeah, that's one of the challenges I've faced.
Main challenges would be probably overlooked at some opportunities in terms of career opportunities, knowing that you probably have that skill set or that background and not having that skill set or knowledge utilized because of some other reasons, force requirements, having a background in political science from UPNG, not able to use that. And I guess that for me, that's actually a challenge as well, because at the end of the day, your superiors say that you get posted to this area. It's an order. You just follow that directive. And I guess those are some of the challenges, that not having to do what you actually wanted to do. But, at the end of the day, this is a defense force. We all follow chain of command. So I guess that's part and parcel of the challenges that we have to deal with every single day in our lives, I guess, here.
Please stay with us as we have more about women in the Papua New Guinea Defense Force when we return. As stated earlier, the force now has women serving in its 3 different elements: the Navy, which is its sea element, the air element, which is the Air Force, and the land element, which have women serving here in Port Moresby and also in operations in the Highlands when needed.
The Commander Defense Force, Chief of Staff, CPS, or the chiefs and branch heads, they have helped us female raise our voice, and they've given us, like, I'm now the major, in the force, and we've got at least 5 of us, 4. And I see that coming up the rank like this is, before used to be only men, but now we females are coming in, and they've given us this opportunity to venture into this. And I don't see any difference working with men. Even though I'm a female, but I can still work with men.
Men will always be men. It doesn't matter where you work. The same challenges that women face in the private sector, whether you have a white-collar job or a blue-collar job, the same challenges you face here. The only thing that probably sets us apart is that our rights are taken very seriously. So any small incident that happens to any female officer or female soldier, servicewoman, regardless, that is taken offensive, is taken very seriously. And I'm glad that female rights are very taken seriously, and it's quite important here now. I'm thankful to the Defense Force for letting me have this, grant me this opportunity to bring in my skills and to share that with the servicemen that are already serving. Coming from the outside as a direct entry officer, it's like a whole new world, but it really depends on what you make of it. It's not about how you come in, it's about what you can bring into the Defense Force. It's about working side by side with other servicemen and women and giving back to the country as a state servant, because at the end of the day, we're all state servants when we join. For any female or any woman or young girl that's interested in joining, as long as you feel that you can bring something in, bring any knowledge or skill that you have from outside, there's nothing holding you. I mean, there shouldn't be anything holding you back. I mean, the sky is the limit. I would probably advise women, especially if you're still in school, get your paper, get your degree. If you're working, get your experience, harness that knowledge, harness that skill, and bring it with you. There shouldn't be anyone feeling a bit intimidated. It's normal for girls to feel intimidated about joining the army, but there really isn't anyone holding you back except for yourself. So I'd encourage any female who would want to join to take up that opportunity, just put your head into it. But at the same time, don't just join because you want to carry a gun or you want to walk around in uniform. Join because you want to give something back to our country, because we are state servants, and at the end of the day, we serve the government of the day. Yes.
I would want to encourage the female viewers that to join the Defense Force. The opportunity is given to every one of us, the male and the female. So I would encourage the young or the women to join the Defense Force because it might be quite challenging though, but today and nowadays the Defense Force has accepted women into the force and they've learned to embrace the women in the force. So it might be challenging and it might be frightening for us women to join the force, but for me, you can do anything. So please join the Defense Force. Yeah.
We have that drive to be better. And I guess it's not this whole feminist idea that we want to be like men, no. It's more or less doing exactly the same thing as men and being recognized for that. And I guess women are capable. I mean, first we thought women couldn't be able to do stuff. I mean, I could say that, I mean, I lived it. I literally lived with the guys. We went out on operations, we went on training, did everything that the guys did. They didn't even distinguish men and women. We were all just the same. And, you know, if I can graduate as an officer in the Army after having to go through all that, you know, it clearly shows that women can do things that men can do. So, I mean, yeah, sure, women are capable. Want to do something if something's very challenging, you know, I think the Army is the best place to try it out. And I think if I can do it, I mean, a lot of women can do it. And you see that there are a lot of female officers coming into the Army now and female soldiers. And I mean, it's a good place. Army is not as bad as what the media portrays it to be. It is a place of discipline. And there are instances that, yes, people do fall short, but I can say the Army is like the best place if you want to see the world, at the same time if you want to challenge yourself. And especially for female and you want to prove that women can do it, this is a good place to start, you know, and the Army is really the place to be. I mean, I wouldn't discourage anybody for joining the Army because, I mean, I'm loving every part of this journey in the Army too, the good and the bad. So, yeah, I think that's my, you know, like everyone always says, you know, reaching for the stars. I guess that's something that we can always look forward to.
I hope you have found the stories that have been shared inspiring. Unfortunately, we have now reached the end of our episode. If you would like to know more about our show or if there is a story you would like to share with us, please do not hesitate to contact us via the link that is appearing on your screen now, and also simply by visiting our Facebook page. Until next time, I am Miriam Rakone. Please join me on the next episode of Women's World.
Women's World was proudly brought to you by Telecom PNG. Telecom PNG, always there.